vertical spread is still moving higher, so that's a good one. We'll let that one keep going. NEE remains bearish. Remember, we had switched the Southern trade. This one we kept bearish, and it's actually down more today than Southern is. So that one's actually doing pretty well. Good move today. Amazon is a long call trade. Remember, the discretionary isn't doing as well. It's still doing okay. It's close to maximum gain. It's still well above moving averages despite the drop in the histogram. So we're doing okay there. Bull put spread on Lulu, that's at maximum gain still, so good. Bull put spread on PNC, that's also at maximum gain, so that's good. Right, so that's good. Long puts on ADM and Merck, and they're both near maximum gains as well. So there's ADM and there's Merck, so perfect, right? So pretty much those are bigger moves right now, making the bulk of that $3,000 in gains. Let's take a look now at Micron. Micron is a little bit of a pullback. It's below its 200-day moving average. It's back below its 17 and the 8. The MACD and stochastics are rolling over. Let's look at the market forecast, and you can see that we got a bull tag today. Not even as bad of a bull tag as we got yesterday, and your near-term line's dropping, which I don't mind. I mean, actually, I would normally kind of consider that not so bad, other than that the intermediate line has rolled over already. We got the crossover, the near-term line below the 80th percentile, and that near-term line is rolling over in what could be a bearish near-term decline. I don't like that. So I'm going to speculate here on the potential that Micron has to be, transition into some negative moves with the red arrow there you see. And you can also see from the 3 green arrow perspective, obviously you have 3 red arrows, but that is associated here with, see, it wasn't necessarily associated over here with above average volume. It is now above average, just barely, but it's above average, and we still have another half hour left to go. So I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of that. All these other indicators are weakly bearish, right? Again, this is more speculative. We have a bearish crossover with both lines up above 25. That means your ADX is down there pretty low. Your RSI and your CCI, you're below 50 on the RSI, you're below 0 on the CCI, so you're not at bearish levels. You're obviously not at bullish levels anymore either. Looking at the Ichimoku cloud, we don't have a bearish trend. I guess we do. We have a weak bearish trend developing here. Your rate of change is that close to being negative. You're above the cloud, but you're not very up above it very much, especially considering that we're to the point where it's green, and we're that close to potentially crossing below that. I don't like that. And then when you look at your Bollinger Bands and your Keltner channels, obviously this is not a breakdown to the downside. And the bands themselves are flirting with the Keltner channels, but we are moving in the wrong direction. After getting up above the upper band and the upper Keltner channel, we have completely reversed, and I don't like that. So I'm going to speculate on a little bit of a bearish trade. We'll sell that low 20s delta, and we'll buy the 25. It gives me, which incidentally is pretty speculative, but look how much flexibility I have at the low 20s on the delta in terms of timing. And I really only have about a 2.5 to 1 reward to risk ratio. So that kind of tells me the market itself, the options market itself, is maybe leaning more negatively than what the deltas would suggest in terms of what kind of pricing we get for those deltas. So I'm going to try to take advantage. Obviously, very low risk trade, a very directional, speculative trade. We'll send that in the market outlook, and we'll see, if it plays out, great. If it doesn't play out, then we'll take a small loss on it, just like we typically do. So that's our trade for today. So thank you, everyone, for coming on. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, everybody, and we will see you all in class tomorrow. All right, goodbye, everybody.